It's actually a long list of things Kazuya does better than Devil Jin. Like, we can set aside the Hell Sweep, we can set aside Devil Fist, but this costs no heat and is always there. Devil Jin has nothing like this, and it's not even close, right?
Will you shut up, Hellas Group?
Yes. So we gotta remember that. Another factor is post-heat engager like this. Kazuya puts you in a situation Devil Jin can't. You have to take this mix-up. Devil Jins you don't really have to take because it's so slow, the startup of CD 1+2. The startup is so slow. So again, heat engager, Kazuya wins. And again, this costs no heat. If Devil Jin wants to do CD 1+2 into laser, that costs a significant amount of heat. Kazuya never has to use that. And then when Kazuya is in heat, I just think he's stronger than Devil Jin. Devil Jin has Psycho Crusher. Everything else, Kazuya blows him out of the water. Kazuya has double damage Devil Fist. This is a huge neutral control, and the Devil Fist now has more tracking to Kazuya's weak side. And he can dash out of it. He can dash out of it for a full launch. While this is not a Psycho Crusher, it's one hell of a neutral tool. And it costs very little heat energy to do this laser, the double damage laser. Very good. The Hell Sweep is straight up crazy. The Oki laser is super strong. Heaven's Gate is super good for Oki, especially at the wall for your wall combo. It's really strong. Shikue, I believe, is underrated. It's a good get off me button. Devil Twister is okay. But especially what makes him so strong is Devil, in my opinion, is this. And this is something a lot of Kazuya players don't understand, really. They don't use it. Let's see. Offense. Start at wall. Like, any time you... I mean, I've said it a million times, but match flow is this. Bam, bam, Masku Tech. Oh, he toe kicks. Okay. Let's turn off the toe kick. But you do this. Blam, blam, blam. And now they wake up. And now they're in a really bad position. Because now you can either do this, forward 4 on block, which is +4. So this becomes uninterruptible into a lot of chip damage. Into +18. And now the next forward 4 is uninterruptible. Enormously oppressive sequence on block that does good damage and gives great frames, right? But then also down back 4 is one of the best low pokes in the game. I don't think Devil Jin is anything close. Down back 2 is nowhere near as good in my opinion. And that one on hit sets up down back 1-2 yet again into absurd frames. And then we could talk about how Kazuya's Oki is twice as strong as Devil Jin's. Legit twice as strong. This move is pretty interesting as well. Like if you look at the chip damage here on this sequence. And again, I have plus frames through this entire sequence. I can do something basic like this. That's on block, you know. And then again, I can't overstate how much better this Hell Sweep is than Devil Jin's. It cannot be overstated. The sheer damage output of it, the Oki it gives, the fact that it wall splats in this game way more than it did in Tekken 7. It's so much easier to get this wall splat into bound, into combo for 65 damage. Devil Jin can't do that. Or when you're in the... Oh, sorry. When you're in the neutral... Oh, God, what am I doing? There we go. When you're in the neutral, no wall, this house sweep is still better than Devil Jin's. Because of the Oki. Yeah, okay, let's talk about what Devil Jin does better than Kazuya instead.
Get ready for the next battle.
Devil Jin is 100% more gimmicky. Like, you have the Morning Crow stuff, you have Samsara, you have this, you have a perfect throw game. The throw game is really nice to have, and Devil Jin's good amounts of evasion is nice. If he wants to, he can be very evasive, but this comes at a risk. Samsara is much worse in this game. Much worse in this game. Minus 25, can't stay airborne, no mix-up on block. It's much worse. You're not going... You could see this actually at pro play once in a while. In this game, I don't think you're gonna see a single pro player use this. It is so fucking bad now on block. And then this is launch punishable. Down back 2 has nice evasion, but the problem is that you recover crouching. That's a problem. This is not as good as Kazuya's down back 4. And then, unfortunately, what you used to do better than Kazuya is poking. Poking, motherfucker. Now your jab is shit. Legit crap. Your flash punch is worse than Kazuya's. You don't get the juicy Oki anymore. And this is not a small thing, by the way. That's not a detail. Flash punch is the backbone of these characters, and this one is nowhere near as good. And then down for the 1 took monumental nerfs. It has crap reach, it's got a crap hitbox, and worst of all, it is minus 6 on block, and it's no longer a safe mid-mid counter hit, it's now a mid-high. This is super bad. Super bad. And then Kazuya's homing moves are better. On Devil Jin, you have laser cannon, but in this game, quite a few characters step that, so instead you have standing 4, you have 1+2, and you have CD 1+2. These options are not good. And honestly, for 50-50 utility in heat, this character is all about Psycho Crusher. Without Psycho Crusher, you are relegated to slow startup, no reach CD 1+2. Slow startup, no reach, costs a ton of heat to use. Again, I'm not saying this is bad. I'm just saying it's been a little bit overrated. And then his Hell Sweep, if you're in heat, you'll do this. You'll conserve your heat, 45 damage. This is 1 damage less than Kazuya's heat Hell Sweep. And you sacrifice all the Oki. You reset the neutral. You take your damage. Jesus. You take your damage and you reset the neutral. Granted, you have a high degree of neutral control afforded to you by Psycho Crusher, but that is still... It's just... You put so much hopes and prayers to 1 heat smash to carry you hard. Like, as soon as this threat is gone, you're back to being a decent character for sure, but not as strong as people think. And again, your high execution, you are gonna want Weiwu into while standing 2 cancel. But again, this move, it does more damage in this game, granted, with this stuff. But it's still not that damaging, and it's still minus 12 on block. And CD3, as always, is fuzzy reactable. His Demon Paw is not very good. It's steppable to both sides. Jin's Demon Paw is much better. And Kazuya's Devil Fist is better. This loses to sidestep easily. No, in my opinion, this is a very overrated character, in my opinion. Again, he's still A+. I'm not saying he's weak. I'm just saying he's not a god character, as I used to think. Yeah. Yeah, he's really cool. I think there's definitely an argument for Kazuya being better. And again, this is gimmicky. This loses to sidestep right. Again, so much is novelty also because people see this shit and it looks spectacular. And don't get me wrong, this is pretty good. But if someone anticipates that, Devil Jin dies. It recovers so slowly. But still a really cool tool to have. But again, it's pretty gimmicky. It's like the Morning Crow stuff. As soon as people figured out you can sidestep Morning Crow, yeah, it's just not that good. And again, the charge up punch, step right. He's weak to sidestep right. It's complicated with Devil Jin because if you step right, you eat while standing 2. You step left to beat Hell Sweep, and you step... yeah, exactly. And you step right... No, sorry. If you step right, you eat Hell Sweep. Sorry. I mixed it up. Yeah, it's his Hell Sweep is a 50-50. Not only in is it a low or is it a mid, but it's also beside you step. Hell Sweep tracks right, and while standing 2 tracks left. But it's really elite Devil Jins who will use while standing 2 from Weibo. Most Devil Jins won't use that. Most Devil Jins will actually try and mix you up between Hell Sweep and Demon Pull. And both of those you can step left. Step left, launch. And also something nice Devil Jin has actually is he has a very long reach 12 frame. And he has an easy mode 15 frame punish. This is super nice. But also a really big deal for Kazuya that we don't talk so much about is that he's now the only character in the game who blocks a 13 frame low and does this. Only character in the game. It's a really big deal considering how many characters have really strong minus 13 lows. Azucena, every fucking low is minus 13. Dragunov, is it a hatchet? Is it a down 2? Kazuya doesn't give a shit. Blap, blap. It's a really big deal, actually. No, on Kazuya, I didn't even mention this move. That's a very good low. TP range sucks. Well, I mean... yeah, it's true. If you go against Jin...
Get ready for the next battle.
If you go against Jin and he's good at spacing... he knows what you're trying to do, right? He's spacing these well. It will whiff. But in most circumstances, your twin piston, if you're using it properly, it will hit. Most lows don't have this effect. I mean, for example, against Dragunov, down 2 and hatchet, they always end up in your face. I've never missed a twin piston on Dragunov. And considering he's arguably the best character in the game, you know, that says something. Same thing for Azucena. I always beat her lows with twin pistons. Oh yeah, man, we didn't even mention Uraken. It's a pretty good panic button. Twin piston actually can miss against Dragon of Hatchet. I don't think I've ever had it happen, but okay. So if he is very far away, tip range, it can whip. I'm just saying, all I'm saying is, it's pretty nice to be the only character in the game, in a game full of really strong lows, that are all minus 13. With low parry being nerfed, it's kind of nice to be the only character who can block a minus 13 low and launch. I'm just saying, it's a pretty nice thing to have. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Kazuya is SS tier. Gorilla Master, thanks for the tier 1. I really appreciate the sub. Thank you. Thank you.